Who knows if the audio is working anyway? I've got to make a trip to Verizon because my phone is not working right. So I figured I would take the bike. It is not too bad of a day. It's about 42, I think. So went out riding last weekend. So I figured I would take it out today for a little bit. I hate going to Verizon. I always seem to get the runaround every time I go, you know, and they always give you the quote-unquote like new devices. There's been times too where they've lost my replacement phone and I had to go through that hassle. It sucks. So, I just now noticed I'm not wearing my boots. Completely overlooked that. Hopefully my feet don't freeze. I have a feeling they're going to, so I'm going to put on my boots. You know, I'm really not going that far. But I always appreciate other people wear their gear, so I better start practicing what I preach. Otherwise, one day, it'll come to bite me in the butt. I'm going to Verizon. Huh? My phone is not working right. What do you want to do for dinner?
I told you to figure it out.
No, we're going to figure it out. What?
We have broccoli and noodles and mashed potatoes.
So what's the man on top on the plate? That's not dinner.
He had what for?
Mom gave me beef and noodles.
Did you guys eat it?
I just had a little bit of fun.
That's just funny that we have chicken and noodles with broccoli and mashed potatoes, and you guys then have beef and noodles with mashed potatoes and broccoli. What? Don't. Because I wanted to.
No, leave it down so I can see you.
You can't see me if I put it down. Okay.
I'm gonna do it. You do it one more time. You do it one more time.
Yeah, hold on.
One more time.
Hold on. Okay. Now, let's get off to the races here. Oh, I've got this freaking neck warmer. It like covers over my head and goes down my neck and kind of goes over my face a little bit. Definitely keeps me warmer on days like today. Yeah, I had to grab my boots. I hate riding without gear on. I'm not a one-piece suit kind of a guy, unless I'm going to the track, whether that be a track day or quarter mile or whatever. That's when I try to wear my one-piece. But on the road, you know, I hear guys preach all the time about how, you know, your pants, jeans don't do anything, and how they get torn up, you know, at 50 feet at 35 miles an hour. I mean, once you hit the ground, it doesn't do much for you. But I like to wear them just because I'm comfortable. And, you know, guys will always argue to the death about, you know, being comfortable versus safety. And those are conversations that I try not to get into. It's just my personal preference. It's what I do. Man, the temperature must have dropped because it has gotten a little chilly. I know we're supposed to get some rain, and man, I really hope that doesn't happen while I'm out. 40 degrees at 50 miles an hour has got to be in the 20s or teens, and then throw rain on top of that. I would not be a happy camper. So I'll try to get to Verizon and get out as quickly as I can. I've got a Droid Razor, and this is like the second time this has happened to me, but every time, like after a couple of months of using my headphones, the headphone jack all of a sudden just takes a crap. And this is the second time it's happened. So I'll go in there and kind of throw a fit and say, hey, this is the second time it's happened, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully they can help me out pretty quickly, but what drives me nuts is they're going to want to order me a replacement device. And when they go and do that, and then we're looking at another, 2-3 days before I get a phone. That sucks. I hate waiting for a phone. I mean, granted, I can still use mine, no problems. But I still, I run with my phone. That's what I listen to my music on. When I'm riding, I like to have some earbuds in, especially when I'm on the highway for long periods of time, to listen to music. So it does suck not having a phone. I will say that. But it is what it is. I got to get it fixed. And like I said, hopefully it doesn't take too long for them to get me something. But yeah, like I said, I've got this headphones or this mic set up for my Contour 2 camera. Basically, I have a Icon airframe Rubicon helmet, and then on the side of it I have a Contour Plus 2 camera, and then inside of my helmet I have one of the Radio Shack mics, but it's battery powered, and if you forget to turn it off, well, who's to say that it's going to work the next time? And it's been about a week with it on, so we'll see if it actually works. Be surprised if it actually is working right now. But yeah, today's kind of a crappy day. It was sunny, but temperatures dropped and it's got cloudy. I'm just so ready for spring to get out and be able to ride around with other people and whatnot. Last weekend, me and a couple friends went out, and I'm still editing the video from that because we were out for about 6 hours. It was a good time. My friend's got one of my old R6s. It's an 03. And then my other friend's got a 2012 CBR 1000 RR that he seems to like. So, and I've rode it a couple times. Well, I think, yeah, maybe twice, and I love that bike. I love the CBRs. If I wouldn't have fallen in love with the looks of this one, I would have bought the CBR. Just when I was looking at buying a new bike, this one really caught my eye. I sat on it, it felt right, so it's the one I went with. I always hear, guys asking people's opinions on their bike and whether or not they should buy it. I think when you buy a bike, it's a very personal thing. It's no different than really buying a car. You got to make sure you like what you're getting. You got to make sure you can live with it because like my loan for this bike, I'm going to have this bike for another 4 years. So, I got to make sure it's something I want to live with for that long. And personally, I love it. I've had no issues really with the bike. It's been great to me. I've been good to Ed, so. And that's one thing too. When you buy a bike, you got to take care of it. You always see these guys that are out there driving around with, next to nothing on their chain and, and like no lube or not taking care of their chain. I can't say no lube because technically all I do is WD-40, and I clean my chain with kerosene, you know, and make sure I take care of it. It doesn't get grungy and looking like crap and rusty and out of adjustment. I think that's like the biggest thing that I see around town is people that have chains that are completely out of adjustment, they're rusted to hell, and they're sitting there going, you know, wide open throttle, beating the crap out of the bike. It's like, I don't know if they've ever seen what it looks like when a chain breaks loose or, you know, whatnot, but it's not pretty. So, but I don't know, to each their own. It's not my ass that's sitting down on the bike, potentially getting ready to fall. So, anyways, I need to get over, like, all the way over here. Alright. Choose one next to me. I'm good. Feels good to get on a little bit on the bike. Been a pretty interesting week, I can tell you that, with work and everything else that's going on. I even tried to go to BioLife this weekend and it just wasn't happening, because I guess I used to go in 09, or back in 2009 is the last time I went. And I had an issue with one of my veins, and I lost a lot of blood. Like, the blood didn't come out of the little vial, and so I stopped going, went back, and I guess now you have to have 2 good veins instead of 1 good vein, and the only good vein I have is in my left arm, which is pretty weird because I use my right arm more than the left, but whatever. So here's Verizon. I'm gonna go inside, try to get my phone straightened out. I more than likely won't. They'll wanna order me a new one or do something stupid, so go in here and try to get it taken care of. See what happens. So, kinda like I figured, they're sending me a new one in the mail, although now it takes 5 days instead of 2. So I'll see that sometime next week-ish, maybe. I don't know. He wanted me to do a Bluetooth headset, which sounds nice, but problem is I wear my my headset when I'm riding, so sounds good in theory, but I don't think that would work out very well. So anyways, whatever, I'll wait patiently. I just really need to get an MP3 player. Kind of getting to that point in my life where it's like, man, I should just get an MP3 player and call it a day. So, to relieve some frustration, I'm gonna go on a little ride. But I won't be listening to music, which is retarded. Nothing like riding and listening to some Slipknot or Stone Sour or whatever I feel like all that remains. But, oh well. I'll live. The hell is this? That's new. chili. What the hell? Don't do it.
They're already rebuilding that. Surprising. That caught on fire. It used to be a Hooters. Went out of business. Well, it closed because of a pretty big lawsuit about it not being handicap accessible. And then they tried selling it, and now it's well, then it caught on fire, probably because they couldn't sell it. So now they're rebuilding it and probably doing it the right way to make it handicap accessible. It doesn't like grand. Speaking of being grand, I really need to go out and buy myself an AR-15. I'm just like in the mood to go shooting and want an AR, another AR bad. So I went out and bought some new mags for my Yankee Hill. Finally found some PMag 30s, which was like pulling teeth to find. But finally found it, and they charged me, I think, 15-20 bucks a mag, which is a little high if you ask me, but they're in high demand. So when something's in high demand, you can charge whatever the hell you want for it. So must be nice. Oh man, the weather's getting tight. It is cold. Wee bit chilly today. I love the sound of my own exhaust for some reason. I just love the oh, I really do. I'm really happy I bought this one. I mean, this thing has been so much fun. I look forward to it. You know, every weekend I'm checking the weather for the weekend every day. See if they've made any changes to where it'd be bearable to ride. And unbearable, I mean, it's like 30 degrees. Well, above freezing. I'd say 34 and above is bearable for me to ride. Because you gotta enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, there's no point in going out. So, to me at least. It's all about gear. I've got some, I got my Alpine Star jacket. I think it's the GP Pro. It's the all black one. It's got the white lettering and the hump on the back. And then I got my Alpine Star gloves and boots, and they just keep me warm. These gloves, I mean, they're perforated, but they keep me warm, surprisingly enough. Surprisingly, right now, the only thing on me getting cold are my legs. But I'll just go around the block here and head straight home. My brake fluid is starting to turn blue again. Hooray. I've got the DOT5. I can't remember who makes it. Wow, blowing my mind. Anyways, I've got the DOT5 stuff, the blue. It's called Super Blue, made by, man, I cannot remember. I know it starts with an A, I think. I don't know. It's been a while.
but it's kind of cool with the clear lines. It looks nice. Oh well. Hopefully they'll fix this bump around this corner sometime this year. I hate this thing right here. It's only good on that one side. On that one side, it doesn't, when you hit it, you don't really notice, but everywhere else, if you're driving right down the middle, you hit it, it's like, it wants to fling you off your bike. I hate those kind of bumps. Especially when you first hit them, you don't know they're there. It's the worst. Adjust my throttle play. I'm still trying to get used to that. It's I took a lot of play out of it actually. It's got, you know, maybe that much play. Maybe a quarter of an inch, 1/8 inch area of play. I was just tired of it being so sloppy. I don't like nice and loose things. I'm a tight, virgin-y kind of guy. I like it nice and tight, so I don't even know where I was going with that. But there's another fire. That's a pretty big club right there at the big bell tower looking thing. It starts right there, all right in that area. It's called Pierre's. There's a lot of concerts. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I'd ever go there is for the concerts. But they have it's like 4 clubs in one, or 5 clubs in one building, or something like that. But they all play the same goddamn music. It's like, if you're gonna do 4 clubs, why not diversify it a little bit? I mean, it's rap, 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 and more rap. If, you know, it'd be nice if they had, you know, a place that was just rock, and then they had country, R&B, rock, or rap. You know, it'd be nice if they split it up, but they don't. I think the only thing people care about in Fort Wayne is rap, so I can't stand it. Huh, you think I'll make this light? Hope so. Looks like it. Sweet. Wait for warm weather. I'm just really tired of this teasing of 50s and then 30s. 50, or then it's like 48, but it's only 48 for like an hour of the day, then it drops right back down to 32, just like it is right now. Just drop and flip. Weather like that. I think a good turn. Yep. Saw some bikes out earlier, but looks like they've all changed their mind and wanted to go home. a bike? Is it a bike? Holy crap. I'm not the only crazy son of a bitch out here.
God, I got something in my eye. How do I do that with the visor down?
I have a fucking chin guard on too, a little vent guard. Get it?
I understand when visor's up. That's annoying. A lot of racers in town too. Maybe that's just everywhere, but man, they're everywhere. You gotta be careful. They make you feel a little bit more stupid when you're driving around. I watched a video on YouTube. This guy's sitting on his bike kind of like I am, about the same distance away from his car than I am, but it was a van in front of him. And he gets rear-ended really hard, and it throws his whole bike and him straight forward. I couldn't imagine what I would do
If something like that happened to me. Couldn't imagine. Felt really bad for him. I had to hurt like hell.
I may even stop by the dealer I like to go to today. It's right on my way. It's right on this road here. They're really good guys. It's hard for me to have a good relationship with someone that's trying to force something down my throat, but these guys, they don't sell that way at all. You know, they're genuinely helpful. They don't make you feel like you have to buy something, all that jazz. So I go to them a lot, you know, with my general parts that I purchase. You know, they give me a good deal on everything. So I like going to them. And they've also helped me out a lot too with bringing guys to me that want to have their bikes or cars flashed or whatever. They'll send them my way, which is really cool for them to do. So I may stop by there real quick just to say hey. I'll take a look at the parking lot and see if there's actually people there. I'm actually pretty good friends with the owner.
He's a really good guy, so I think his name's Bruce. He always gives me, like I said, a really good deal on whatever it is I'm there to get. The company or the dealer's name is House of Honda and Yamaha, so if you're in the area, you should really consider buying a bike from them. Just because they're they're just so good to deal with, and you know, I'll recommend anyone to them whenever I can. Unfortunately, that's not where I bought my bike from. I actually bought my bike from a dealer about an hour and a half away, and the only reason I did was because I was trading in a new Sea-Doo that I bought that I wasn't getting any use out of. So I decided to take that in, trade it in for my bike, and this is what I got. So but I love it. If I could go back and redo it, I would. Well, actually, if I could go back and redo it, I would have bought this bike to begin with instead of waiting, having a Sea-Doo for 3 months and then buying this. Man, I tell you what, after flashing this bike a couple times, it pulls incredibly hard now. I love it. It blows my mind. Well, I understand with the EPA, you know, guidelines that Yamaha has to hit to make their bikes or send their bikes over here. Why they put the restrictions on they do, but they should almost just say, here's a bike and look underneath the seat, here's the kit, you need to flash it, because I mean, it's like, it really takes the training wheels off the bike. You know, this is my first 1 liter bike. I started out on dirt bikes, mopeds, and an R6, and this is my first liter bike. And I got on it, and you know, the first time when I got it, you know, and it was impressive, but it wasn't anything that was like knocking my socks off. Because I've rode, you know, like a ZX14 before that, you know, and obviously there's really not going to be too big of a comparison. But you know, I wasn't incredibly impressed, but I loved it. But then once I flashed it, man, it's like I've gained 15 pounds, and I never could get the bike to wheelie with just constant throttle. I mean, I can understand being in first gear at like 6 or 7 grand and hammering it, and then the front end would lift. But now it's like, even after the weight I've gained, and with me, you know, hovering over the tank, putting all my weight down on the front end as I can, all my weight that I can down on the front end as I can, it still just lifts. I mean, it's cool, but it's going to make going to the track just a whole nother animal. Once I finally figured out, I finally thought I had my 60 foots down, but now it's just going to be a whole different game. Because, you know, the clutch on this thing is really twitchy, especially when it's cold. It kind of shudders and all that into gear, and kind of just clatter. I don't even really know how to explain it, but you can kind of feel the clutch plates just gripping, slipping, gripping, slipping, gripping, slipping, gripping, slipping. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. So but now that the clutch is warmed up, even in 30-degree weather, it does the job. Alright, well, I'm going to take this thing, put it away, go out and get some food. I'm starving. Really need some food. And good, she's home, so we can actually go out and get food.
back it in, but oh well, this will work.
And let's see. Any chain lube flinging? Finally, I think it's about done. But yes, this is my bike. It's a 2012 R1. It's got a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but it's got some stuff onto it. It's got the HID kit, the levers, the screen, the mirror block-off plates, the frame sliders. It's got a -1, well, it's a 16-tooth front sprocket, 16-tooth front sprocket, 47 back. It's still a 530. It's got the Graves white pipe with the two brothers slip-on. It's got PC5 secondary fuel module, auto-tune. It's been flash tuned. Well, I have the flash tune software. It's put my laptop sitting there. It's got the Verizon fluid reservoirs with clear lines. Verizon grips and bar ends. So, I actually originally had a Pug windscreen, and that's what this is from. Sold it to a guy on the forums and went with the zero gravity because it's actually smoke and not purple when you look through it, and it's I like the form better. Works. Oh, I also have the Greg's flush mounts there, and then I have Moto Dynamic sequential tail with the Greg's fender eliminator. Oh, and then some Yamaha swing arm tools. That's about it. Canon air filter, you know. Not that that did a whole lot, but for shits and giggles, I did it anyway. This is my messy garage. Anyways, I'm gonna go hop in my truck there and go back to the townhome and get some food because I'm starving.